Welcome, everyone, to the Sickos Committee podcast. See, you start with the welcome, everyone. That's how you start this thing. Welcome, everyone, to the Sickos Committee podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of June 27, 2023. I hope everyone's having a great day. It's been so damn hot here in Texas. What did it get up to in San Antonio today, Commish? Did you see?
I think it got to like 104, and then it felt like 115. And
Yeah,
of course, I was outside driving.
Oh, yeah.
At this time, and it was, I had my AC on almost full blast on the lowest possible setting, and I was still sweating. So it was pretty bad. Not fun at all. And it's not supposed to get this hot until like August.
A lot of people going, oh, it's just Texas weather. Yeah, in August. In June, it's hot, but usually not this hot. It really has something to do with like the dew point and a heat dome and things I don't understand. I don't understand meteorology. Commish is my meteorology, basically. He's my meteorology expert.
Well, I mean, again, that was my original major when I went to school. Wanted to be the next Jim Cantori. Just could not do calculus. I wanted to be the crazy guy in the storm. Definitely.
I still think we can do this for you because you're now a media person.
Okay.
You're not as valuable as a computer, but I think we can put you out in front of a storm somewhere.
So can I be like the media person that goes on the field with the giant thermometer at least?
Yes.
I just want to be that person. I want to be that person on the sideline reporter where, oh my God, it's really hot. And here's this giant thermometer that I'm holding onto just to prove it to you that it's really hot. Or it's like, oh my God, it's really cold. And here's this giant thermometer to prove this to you, because I know you think all weather people lie, but here is this giant thermometer to prove it to you that it's really that hot or this cold. I really want to take that to another level, though. Wow, I want to bring like one of those things that can measure the wind.
An anemometer.
That's not tachyometer?
No, the anemometer. The anemometer, where you can see it's really windy, and then this is like things spinning like crazy. It's so windy, and then there's like a little thing that says like 20-mile-an-hour winds or something.
And you've got a little tube, like, and it's raining 2 inches.
And
let's see what else.
Since I've been out here, like just put me like the one-man band. Put me as the one-man weather station. Give me all the weather instruments and just put me on the sideline, and I will give you the live weather. Hey, I'll go up to the stands. We're like, hey, it's 100 in the stands, and then I'll walk down to the field. It's 120 on the field, and here's this giant thermometer on my chest. I'm gonna wear it like Flavor Flav.
I love it. That's okay. Yes, that has to be it though. It has to be like on your chest like Flavor Flav.
Give me a giant thermometer. Can we? Maybe I can get like a gold chain with it. I don't know.
Oh yeah. You said like Flavor Flav, so I assumed it was a gold chain.
It's going to be a gold chain. Instead of the turnover chain, it'll just be the temperature chain.
Hey, girl, how are you?
I'm good. Happy Tuesday. It is still Tuesday, right?
It is still Tuesday.
Okay, good.
Holding on for dear life. Just trying to figure out what day it is.
Yes. Linear time. It was a mistake.
Mm-hmm. Y'all, you know what started today, right? Today was Champions League Day 1.
Oh.
And so you think of Champions League, you think of the biggest teams in Europe playing each other. But that's not what well, yes, technically that's what it is. But there's a lot of like preliminary rounds. And so...
Right, you said the Champions League?
Yeah.
Right? I'm sorry, I have to do this. The champions!
There are these like all these like pre-qualifying rounds. Because technically... the top team of every league in Europe that has a actual football league gets to play in Champions League, hence the name. And so the qualifying round for the Championship League Championship, which will take place next summer, started today. And what they do for the first round is they take teams from the 4 lowest ranked confederations, countries of like the country's conferences, and they play a little tournament. And so we had the champions of Andorra, San Marino, Montenegro, and Iceland.
Yes.
And today, I'm gonna butcher the team name, so I'm just not gonna do that. The champions of Montenegro beat the champions of Andorra 3-0. And the champions of Iceland beat up on our poor San Marinese team 7-1.
Oh,
It was a bloodbath. Now, this tournament was held in Iceland. So
that seems unfair.
It was a home game for them, yes. So yeah, we already have 2 teams out of Champions League. The champions of Andorra and the champions of San Marino have already going home. They don't get to play anymore. This is the most college football that like soccer gets for me, because we're talking about, the teams that are we're talking about like D3, like off the back end stuff. And it's just great that theoretically they have a chance to win 12 games in a row and become champions of Europe. There is no, oh, you don't get picked for this. Oh, we only have a playoff of 4 teams. Like, no, if you're a champion of your league, whether your country has 33,000 people like San Marino or not, then you get to play. Found out today, the San Marinese, by the way, San Marino, listeners, if you don't know, is basically a hole in a map that exists on a mountaintop in Italy. They are the oldest republic, I believe.
Yes, I was just about to say that. World's oldest republic.
It's completely surrounded by Italy, and they have a population of about 33,000 people, 34,000 people, and they have 15 soccer teams. One of our followers did some quick math, and that was 1% of the population, assuming they're all San Marinese. Now, a lot of Italians play in the league. Basically, if San Marinese people play, that would be 1% of the population that played soccer in San Marino.
So, again, hypothetically assuming everyone on the San Marinese soccer teams are all San Marinese, the proportion of soccer players is about the same as the proportion of gingers?
Yes, basically. Yeah. That's a lot.
It is a lot.
That's a lot of people playing soccer in like 2 stadiums, I think. They just take turns like rotating stadiums.
They're making effective use of the land.
Right. Well, so Andorra has a couple of stadiums they alternate out to. Andorra is like not significantly bigger than San Marino. I think population-wise, they have 79,000 people, so twice the size. And so they have a couple more stadiums, but one of Andorra's stadiums is in Spain. They just use it because, again, not a lot of spots in the top of the Pyrenees Mountains, so they just have another stadium someplace else. This is beautiful. I love early Champions League. Only one team of this tournament gets to go on to the next round, where they'll be playing all the lowest ranked confederation, other lowest ranked, like the Faroese top team, the Irish top team, the Luxembourgish top team, all these things. So this is the fun part. I also found out today that the Vatican City has a 8-team league. They're allowed to bring in keepers from Italy, but everyone else has to work for the Vatican. And so you have like the Swiss Guard team, the museum team, the newspaper team.
I have a new goal in life. I am not religious. I am never actually going to work for the Vatican. But pipe dream is to play for the Vatican Library women's soccer team, which I am choosing to believe exists.
Yeah, I don't know how many women are working for that, but that's okay.
I mean, if you get a job there, you probably can make the team, I would say.
Pretty sure. Surprisingly, the Papal Swiss Guard team has been around since 1934, never won the title.
You got to bring it home.
Yeah, apparently
PittGirl's got to go.
The museum the museum teams done very well. The Secret Archives team has done very well.
I mean, I think I don't know. The Secret Archives team probably cheating.
You feel like that, right? There's some book down there. So, anyways, this is what I've been looking up the last couple hours.
The Secret Archives team has the Inverting the Triangle Teacher's Edition. So it's definitely.
That's what not Tom Hanks was trying. Whatever Tom Hanks' character was trying to do down there.
Definitely.
Dan Brown. No, that was the guy who wrote the book. Robert Alton. No,
that's
the director.
Maybe? No.
Are we Da Vinci coding this right now?
Yeah. What's the guy's name?
Robert Langford.
Maybe.
Yes.
Okay.
Robert Langdon. Very close.
Langdon. Oh,
awful
Langdon.
Name.
Okay. Also, I did Google real quick, and according to Wikipedia, about 5.5% of the citizenry of Vatican City, or about 32 people out of 572, are women. So that's enough women to have a Vatican women's soccer team. The dream is still alive.
I thought you were going to say 5.5 women lived in the Vatican City. I was going to be really confused. Congratulations, LSU. Won the national title in a very convincing manner. I was pretty sure that after 24-4, the LSU was going to come back, but I didn't expect it like that.
I think when we do the championship game, we have to bevel the logos, and whoever wins the title, we bevel the logos. But before the game, in order to not sway the outcome, because if we bevel somebody's logo and we don't bevel the other side, the other team's going to win.
Yep, we fucked that up before.
We can't do it too early or anything. But before the game, Jordan beveled the LSU logo, the baseball logo, the interlocking LSU, and then he did the F for Florida. And after he posted that, Florida went out to a 2-0 lead. And we both were remarking in the chat, like, I think maybe Florida's got this one because, they just won the previous game 24-4. But apparently a 2-0 lead in college baseball is just as dangerous as a 2-0 lead in hockey and soccer.
Or college football.
LSU was up 2-0 the game that they lost 24-4. So, just flipped it on them a little bit here.
LSU comes absolutely in from the rafters and just beats the living tar out of them. I was not expecting that, but I think that what got him there was the shots. The final total that I have so far for LSU is 68,888. That's a lot.
That's so many.
That's so many shots. And there's some people going, oh, did they all drink those shots? Well, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm going to measure how you all took those shots. There were that many shots, or at least that many $5 bills passed around. We're counting.
Also, have you met LSU fans? Because you really think they let alcohol go to waste? Because I don't.
No. Why?
No.
Why would they?
No, definitely not.
I'll also like to give a shout out. Wake Forest woke up and we were going to let TCU come in second. So Wake Forest comes in second with 77,622. TCU with 7,070. Then a bit of a gap. Florida with 4,136. That's why they lost. We had Oral Roberts at 3,323. Tennessee at 2,207. And then our sub 1,000er, Stanford 912. You'll get them next year, Stanford. And Virginia 872.
The record in 2021 for the most Jello shots was like 3,000.
The Mississippi State year, yeah.
Yeah, it was like 2,965 or something like that. That was 2 years ago at the College World Series.
And we were all so impressed.
It was amazing. And then Ole Miss just blew that out of the water with an 18,777. And then LSU, they almost hit 69,420. I think that's what they were shooting for, honestly.
That feels right.
They fell a little short of that. The number's not necessarily as satisfying. 68,888.
I don't know. Having that many eights, like quad eights, feels real good.
The eights, I think the 8,888 shots by the was it Gordon McKiernan, the injury attorney?
Yes.
Who's a big NIL booster.
I had never seen his billboards before.
Oh my God, they're everywhere. Driving home from San Antonio to New Orleans, as soon as you enter the Louisiana state line on I-10, you're gonna see billboards galore for Gordon McKiernan. He has it in the 337 area code, and then as soon as you hit the Baton Rouge area, it's the 225 area code. Once you get past Baton Rouge, there is a fight for the attorney billboard between Morris Bart, that attorney out of New Orleans, and then Gordon McKiernan. So they start to alternate a little bit more, and then closer you get to New Orleans, it's Morris Bart land.
I'm gonna drop some of those in the chat.
Yeah, and so some of these there's like a Facebook group.
Oh, good.
That they post these, and then there's memes, and then he does the meme himself. Like some of them, he will like intentionally look like he vandalizes the billboard, and just to get other people's attention.
So the billboard, the vandalized ones aren't.
Some are, and then others are not. Like he's bought into it. Like he does that on purpose. Like that's the 318 area code. So that's like Alexandria, Shreveport, and like Monroe and Ruston area. So it looks like somebody's vandalized it, and he gets you to look at it. But he plays into this, which is, it's just smart business. It's just crazy that an auto injury attorney is dropping a lot of NIL money for LSU, and then dropping, I don't know how many, 8,888 shots. What is that times 5?
Hold up.
It's over $40,000.
$44,440.
Yeah.
Yes, I apparently I had my calculator still up. That's a lot of Jello shots, which is incredible. They keep the streak alive. Mississippi State broke the record of Jello shots, won the College World Series. Ole Miss broke the record of Jello shots, won the College World Series. LSU broke the record in Jello shots, won the College World Series. So that's 3 years in a row. The only team I could think is breaking this record is probably LSU to come back and do it again.
Oh my God.
I'm curious. So 68,888, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So just doing this by college football stadium capacity, you could fill in Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, which is
you said college football stadium.
It's Santa Clara. It listed as the Redbox Bowl, so it's still there on the Wikipedia page. But if you really want to get technical, Lumen Field. Okay. So the Seahawks, Sounders, and then also Washington has played there. You have the Pitt Stadium, Heinz Field.
Yeah, we do not acknowledge its legal name.
68,400.
Aperture Field.
Right? That's why we do not acknowledge its legal name.
Field.
Now try and say that in a Yinzer accent.
Aperture Field. I can't do Yinzer.
That came out like it took a jobs.
Right.
It took a jobs. I'm looking at, is this just American stadiums? No, that's American football. I want college football. Why? Wrong Wikipedia.
By the way, that number of shots times 5 is about $344,000.
And the proceeds went to a local food bank.
I can't imagine taking in that much. I assume most of it was on card, but also a ton of this had to be in cash. It's a bar. I feel like cash is still king at bars.
It looks like the nearest college football stadium that is purely college football, slightly smaller than that, is Lane Stadium.
Which one's that one?
65,632.
So we have...
slightly bigger than that is Kinnick.
Okay.
Well, you can do Temple.
About 70,000.
You could do Temple, which is Lincoln Financial Field, but that's NFL stadium, 68,532.
Yeah.
The Huskies field is 70,000. 70,083.
So if you basically, if the rule were, if you bring one for yourself, you have to bring one for everyone. You could walk into Husky Stadium basically and pass out Jello shots to everyone.
Well, you pass every Jello shots to everybody in Blacksburg, Virginia, and then you start jamming out to, enter Sandman, enter Jello shots.
You could give 2 Jello shots almost to every citizen of San Marino.
True.
You could just walk door to door handing out Jello shots. Actually, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Like reverse Halloween.
So if you want to do it college football wise, the 68,000 Jello shots, you could give 2 to every naval cadet in Annapolis. 34,000 stadium, so double that.
That'd be
great.
Tons of fun.
Also, you could do that for Wazoo because Wazoo's capacity is only 32,200.
I always forget how small Wazoo Stadium is.
It's very small.
So
to be fair, it is very hard to get to Pullman.
Yeah, tell me
yes,
about it, man.
is.
I've been Googling flights to get to Spokane to see if I could possibly make it up there for a game and like go check out the Kibbe Dome and maybe a Wazoo game. It is very difficult to get there.
Can't get there from here.
It's one of those where you're going to take a lot of hops on a flight. Maybe 1 if you're lucky, maybe 2 for me. And then you got to drive about 2 hours to get there. And then hope you got a hotel there, or you're stuck staying where you flew in 2 hours away. Not ideal.
I can imagine that the Airbnb scene in Pullman, especially around games, I assume that most time of the year it's fine, but around games, I assume the Airbnb scene in Pullman is pretty tight.
Yeah.
We're going to find out.
There we go.
I've been searching, but yes.
By the way, in other soccer news, Canada managed to give the U.S. a little cover on our really crappy 1-1 draw with Jamaica because tonight Canada drew 2-2 against Guadeloupe. Guadeloupe, which is an integral part of the Republic of France, if you ask them, but is also a tiny island in the Caribbean with a population of about 400,000. So not enough jello shots for Guadeloupe. That's what I'm saying. Also, their flag, PittGirl has already commented on this. It's beautiful. I'm going to drop that in the chat as well.
0 out of 10. They had to put their name on it. Automatic fail. If you put your name on it, it's not accomplishing its job as a flag.
But it says Region Guadeloupe. And it looks like a corporate flag.
The thing that really annoys me about this is that you could just blow up the logo and like make that broadly flag shaped and a little bit less word arty, and it would be a decent flag. But no, we're going to put the corporate logo on a white bed sheet and call that the flag. Do better.
Also, someone noticed that this flag I just dropped was in the crowd for this game. And this is the flag of the separatist movement for Guadeloupe.
That's pretty good.
Which is kind of a great flag. It looks sort of like Suriname's flag. I really like it, though.
Yeah, it's good.
Definitely. Also, it's got green. I like that. Sold.
The one thing. The one thing that Commish needs on a flag.
You got green on the flag. Sold. Winner.
Jumping back 1 second, I am pleased to inform you that my dad just texted me a Sports Illustrated article about LSU breaking the Jello shot record.
There we go.
As we record.
It is made the lexicon. One weird sickos fact about the LSU win of 18-4. So Florida, well, two weird sickos facts. So Florida won the game 2, right? 24-4. They had College World Series record of 24 hits in the game. I'm sorry, 23 hits. The next game, LSU had 24 hits and broke that record.
I did not know this.
Also, the most sickos fact of the game last night, LSU scored 18 runs and still managed to have 18 runners left on base.
Wait, like at the ends of endings, they had... Oh,
yes.
My God.
Yeah. So it could have been worse. Florida could have been worse.
That is so many stranded runners.
Yeah, that's what happened in game 2. They left the bases loaded in game 2 for the first 3 innings. They just could not get the timely hit. And they got a lot of timely hits, but still not enough. But they got a lot more timely hits when they counted in game 3. Oh my God.
Have you guys seen the Grimace Big Red picture?
Yes.
I dropped it in the chat. It is amazing. And it made me wonder, is this just a multiverse issue? Like in another world, is in another multiverse, is who the fuck just super?
Does Grimace's face normally look like that?
I think so. What, it's like sunken in like that?
Yeah, why is his face like smushed in and then his eyebrows are like outside of his face, like he's wearing a hood with eyebrows on it?
With all this like Grimace stuff that's been coming out, it really feels like they've changed Grimace somehow. I don't even know why Grimace and Big Red were in the same spot, but now that they are, I feel like this is just a buddy cop movie at this point.
It's the actual internet's most ambitious crossover event.
It is, especially, I mean, for us, especially.
Mm-hmm. We just got to get Gritty in there somehow.
Oh my God.
Somebody asked what would Big Red's milkshake taste like compared to the Grimace milkshake?
Red Hots. Just something about
I was going to say, would it not obviously taste like Big Red?
Oh.
Tastes like Hill.
What does the
Grimace milkshake taste like?
I don't know.
The internet says that it is like berry vanilla. I have not tried it myself.
I haven't tried it, but apparently there's a TikTok trend, which I've seen because folks that I follow on Twitter have been basically I'm gonna try the Grimace milkshake, and then they basically say that the milkshake kills them, and they just act out a crazy death. So
you can do the Grimace shake. No,
my Grimace milkshake,
like a Harlem shake.
My Grimace milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Big Reds to the yard.
Absolutely not.
No. They're debating in the Discord right now. What's it taste like? Somebody said cherry snow cone. Another person said like blood. That indistinguishable but distinctly, God, I can't speak right now.
Wow.
Baker Red flavor. I had the Grimace milkshake, and now I'm dying. Sorry, folks.
Now you're dying. R.I.P.
Audio only TikTok.
My God.
Speaking of eating weird things, shout out to frequent guest on the podcast, Katie, who I talked the big game, but she actually did it. She put the mayonnaise on the Pop-Tart and grilled it. And apparently it was, quote, not bad.
As food crimey as that is, I must admit that it did in fact look not bad. Katie does not at this time have to report to jail for food crimes.
You've been so pro food crime lately.
I've been pro food jail.
Yes.
Yes.
Someone puts up a picture of the Jelly Belly chocolate soda seltzer water.
Jail. There's no way that does not taste awful. Like the fake chocolate Jelly Belly flavor. I don't need that as seltzer.
In clear liquid. How
no one wants this.
That would
no
fuck
one
you up
asked
so
for
badly.
This. Crime. Jail.
Someone hands you what looks like Sprite in a cup with ice, and you drink it, and it tastes like chocolate.
This is so much worse than Chaos Bowl.
It's so bad.
Oh, it's so bad.
It would fuck me up so much.
I would get that confused with what Crystal Pepsi used to taste like. So
what did Crystal Pepsi? I just remember it tasting like sweet.
Yeah, it would just mess you up. So it's clear, and you're like, okay, this tastes like cola. I am very confused. Very confused.
What was the point of Crystal Pepsi?
To really market that Right Now song by Van Halen.
Okay. Yeah. I guess
related products, Pepsi Blue and Tab Clear. So they did Crystal Pepsi for Tab too.
Tab Clear?
I love Tab.
Yeah.
I think there was
Tab Clear was a variation of Tab. It's Coke's contribution to the short-lived clear cola movement during the early 1990s, introduced in the United States on December 14th, 1992.
The early 90s were just a complete mess.
I remember the SNL skit. I think it was SNL. It was like, hey, it's Crystal Gravy.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes.
Have you guys ever had Moxie soda?
No. I'm familiar with it existing, but I have never consumed it.
Commish, you know what Moxie is?
No, I don't think so.
It's a Maine thing. Like, everyone from Maine talks about it.
Okay, I've heard it. Yeah, if the Maine soda thing. Yeah, okay, that's all right. I'd never knew the name, but I remember a Maine soda.
And it's like root beer, but it tastes really, really bitter on the back end.
Oh.
It's got Genetia root extract. I don't fucking know. But yeah, all my friends from Maine would always be like, "Oh, this Moxie stuff, this is great." And it's like a good thing is Rhode Island chocolate. Coffee milk. You ever had coffee? You ever had coffee syrup, Commish?
Coffee syrup?
Yeah, I need to get you some coffee syrup. Think chocolate syrup, but it tastes like coffee.
That's no big deal.
Put it on ice cream. You put it in milk. But yeah, coffee milk is like a Rhode Island thing.
Sure, whatever.
Right. It sounds delicious because it is. Not a food crime.
No.
But
no, I'm very much okay with coffee milk.
But if we, just happen to, I don't know, put Pepsi in ketchup, all of a sudden we're back at food crime world.
Yes. Particularly because in this house, there are 2 and only 2 acceptable varieties of ketchup. One of them is Heinz. The other one is Whataburger Spicy. I will take no further questions at this time.
But you don't want cola chip?
No, I do not want cola chip. No one asked for this.
Well, someone apparently did because they're making this now.
Did someone ask for this or did some marketing guy come up with it and be like, oh, this is a good idea, despite not being asked for this?
Everyone else hasn't seen this. Pepsi announced today that they were going to make cola chip. They were going to mix Pepsi and ketchup, and they're going to sell it at 4 baseball parks to put on your hot dogs. This will be in Phoenix, Minneapolis, New York, and in Detroit.
Every day we stray further from God's light.
But you've had barbecue with soda in the sauce, or like as a glaze,
yes.
And that's delicious.
Yes.
So, cola chip.
Barbecue sauce is not ketchup. Commish is nodding.
That is true.
Did you see the Hanch they made that one time?
Oh yes. Oh yes, and mayo chup.
No, tarchup.
Tarchup, mayo chup. There were many, many crimes.
There was wasabioli.
That one's not even a bad idea.
No, actually, that one's okay. Hanch might be the worst word, though. I feel bad saying that word. Tarchup also sounds like a fucking George Lucas reject. Like, oh
That's
yeah.
It's one of the side characters that's like all the way back in the cantina.
Yeah, I was gonna say, oh yeah, he's one of the dudes running by in Cloud City for 3 seconds that got a really huge backstory on Wikipedia. Now there's like 40 pages on Wikipedia about Tarchup. That face Commish is doing it for me.
It's just a blurry image of the character. It's not even like a full image of this character. Yeah.
It's Tarchup, like, Star Wars cryptid.
It's like the skull in what was his name? The skull in the Rancor Pit had a name. Hold up. Bidlow Quirv. Bidlow Quirv was the name of this skull in the Rancor Pit in Return of the Jedi. And in the lore, he has this huge, or used to, before they cut the lore, had this huge backstory about Bidlow Quirv.
Now I'm just imagining Hoth being called Hanch instead.
It's like in Last Jedi when they're trying to subvert expectations and they're like, it's not ice, it's salt, because they run their thumb over the planet and it's all salt, but they do that and it's just ranch dressing. It's a planet covered in ranch,
and it's ketchup underneath.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And the ATs just fall down and just like splurt.
Did we just describe like Minnesota in winter?
Basically.
Okay.
Maybe.
It's all mayo.
Shout out to Saint Olaf again. You know,
they're cutting open tauntauns. And it just falls into the ranch.
Can you do that in a Minnesota accent, please?
Oh, it's a tauntaun. Oh, I never had a tauntaun. Oh, this is delightful. I made a casserole of a tauntaun once.
Can you pass me some of the Hanch?
You take a can of cream of mushroom soup, can of cream of chicken soup, and you take some tauntaun. Delightful. Yeah, put some tater tots on it.
I'm glad
we call it half hot dish. I was so sad when they fucking cut all the weird Star Wars backstory.
Yeah, pour one out for the expanded universe.
I know. I had my Bidlow Quirv fan fiction, never gonna see the light of day again. Oh, fuck. Okay.
Would you like a Jar Jar of gefilte fish? No, sorry.
Jar Jar is the gefilte fish.
It is. Jar Jar gefilte fish. Misa Yusa tastes delicious.
You've never had gefilte fish, or you would know it does not taste delicious. That shit is awful.
I will be staying, as a person who does not consume fish, I will be staying particularly far away from gefilte fish.
I feel like it is the like, if you don't like fish, this is the fish for you. This is bad fucking news for you.
Yeah, that is a hard pass. Thank you.
I'll just stick with the seafood that I know. I'll just go with that.
The bugs.
Oh yeah, I'm good with that. I had to explain that to my kid today. He's like, "So what is crawfish?" I'm like, "It's shellfish," and then like crab, but it's a shellfish. And he thought I was joking and telling him dad jokes, calling him selfish. But but I was trying to tell him that my brother-in-law, he's allergic to shellfish, and he's like, "Well, what's a shellfish?" And so I had to explain all the different types of shellfish, and he just thought I was doing really bad dad jokes. So I guess mission accomplished as a dad.
I need to go back to the cola chip real fast.
Okay.
Quote from an article. As Pepsi drinkers know, this particular pop has a hint of citrus flavor, which could help enhance the sweetness of the ketchup and the savoriness of the hot dog. To make cola chip, experts boiled down Pepsi and added ingredients such as tomatoes, cinnamon, oregano, thyme, paprika, and onions. By comparison, many ketchups on the market use a slightly different list of spices that include allspice, coriander, clove, garlic, and celery. I now have an ingredient list.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I don't have proportions.
Jordan, I will send you to food jail.
I don't have proportions, but I have an ingredient list. I have all those ingredients, in fact, in my house right now. I don't have Pepsi. Would you like a Coke? No, I need Pepsi. Said no one ever.
This leads down a dark path.
In for a dime, in for a dollar.
We're already talking about Star Wars characters. Yeah,
this is gonna be my Bidlow Corv catch up.
I have no idea.
Was there any college football news this week that was interesting?
I mean, it's Tuesday. There could be soon. I got a Backyard Brawl ticket.
That is awesome.
So that's exciting.
That's good. There was some law that they attempted to write, and then the NCAA is trying to
that's
overrule
right.
state governments and something like that, which is just no. I mean, it's not going to work, but we could all laugh.
They're so bad at this shit. So utterly bad at this shit. Well, we do have something coming up. We have the Italian Bowl preview. My beloved Ducks did not make it. So we have in the Italian Bowl in Toledo, Ohio, the Parma Panthers, our beloved Cheese Cats, versus, well, just fuck off. Let's put it that way. The Guelphi, I believe, is the team.
Yeah, we could bleep his name if you want to.
I'm going to.
But the coach of one team is one that definitely rooting against. I'm just gonna say that. So if you want to go, just root against that team, and they're playing the Parma Panthers. So let's go Cheese Cats. Let's go.
That's right.
Cheese Cats all the way. I was upset that the Anaconda Dolphins lost to the
shit!
team.
I meant Dolphins.
That's right.
Because there was the Lazio Angry Ducks.
Yes.
But the Dolphins are the ones that had the Dartmouth D. That's right.
That's right. Definitely all behind the Parma Panthers, and you know the reason why if you look at the name of the head coach on the other team that has made the Italian Bowl. If you do want to attend the Italian Bowl, some of our patrons are actually going to the game. There's a little thread in our Discord right now. It's the Italian Bowl meetup, and go enjoy the game. It'll be fun. Jordan, if you want to click that link I put in the chat and then just play the preview video associated on that page and just play it in here. Scroll down a little bit. It says get ready for the game. Then there's a video. Just play that video.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
It's a hype video for the Italian Bowl.
Which of these tabs should I use? I have 30 of them.
It's
okay.
like you're trying to torture me.
There we go. Play it. Crank it up.
Una situazione complicata in un guadagno di yard, bravissimo questo giocatore che si sta presentando qui nell'IFL oggi con una Castle and that pass is caught and Castle will score. Touchdown, down.
Buckeye Broadband?
It's only on Buckeye Broadband, apparently.
What the fuck is Buckeye?
Is that not
the
real Ohio State version of Longhorn Network? Because that's what it sounds like it should be.
What the hell is Broadband? Buckeye Broadband. Hold on, let's. I'm looking it up right now.
They're
a cable company.
Yeah, go ahead.
Owned by Block Communications, headquarters Toledo, Ohio. Are we gonna have to?
It's gonna be available in Toledo, Ohio.
Buckeye Broadband. It kind of looks like what Spectrum used to be.
Like Time Warner, yeah.
Yeah, Time Warner, Spectrum. Yeah, Buckeye Broadband. So that's the only broadcast partner, it seems, of the Italian Bowl?
I guess we're going to be firing up the VPN, but instead of pretending to be in Moldova, we're just in Toledo now.
I don't know that I don't have the option for Toledo.
No,
Spain I have.
The Toledo in Italy. So go with that one. And then we could watch the game in Toledo, Ohio. We're definitely rooting for the Parma Panthers. They have the number one ranked defense in the Italian Football League versus the number one ranked offense.
I'm going to drop something in the chat for you guys because this is funny. 4 free tickets if you are part of Buckeye Broadband. Just open your app. 4 free tickets. Boom.
Customer
Only
appreciation.
reply asking if they've had an outage recently.
Buckeye Broadband. I think we're going to have to follow that account now.
Oh, we absolutely will have to.
Maybe they'll show clips of the game.
Is that the trophy?
That is the trophy. It kind of looks like the Lombardi trophy.
Why can we not come up with a better fucking trophy than just the Lombardi trophy over and over and over?
Yeah, I hate this. This is boring.
Yes.
So the defending champs are the team that we're not rooting for. In over 40 years, 11 teams have won at least one title. The past 10 years, the Roll of Honor includes the 4 Italian titles won by the Milan Seamen who've moved on to the European League of Football. Three titles of the Parma Panthers. So they were the champions in 2021, 2013, and 2012. And last but not least, the Milan Rhinos title in 2016. The Florence Golfi won their first ever Scudetto, which I love how that's it's championship in Italian. After beating the Milan Seamen in the Italian Bowl XLI. Hold on, that's 41? There's been 41 of these games?
Yes. No, no, that's not 41, guys. That's 31. Nice try, though.
Really?
No, wait, hold up.
No. L is 50, right?
L is 50. X first means
there
minus.
Has been 40,
that's 41.
Yeah, there's been 41 of these. Yeah, the first one was in 1980.
Oh, my God.
It's been going on for so long.
Oh, man.
I love this. I love finding out when shit like this has been like, oh, yeah, they've been playing American football for like 100 years in Italy. By the way, the Lions, the Bergamo Lions also won like 1,000 of these. They've won 12 times. They won from 98 to 2008 straight, 10 straight years of Lions dominant.
Not the American Lions for sure. Yeah, but if you're going to Toledo, give us a shout. If you wanted to join our Patreon, you can meet up with some of the committee members that are definitely having some fun with the coach of the team that we're going to be rooting against. Basically, they're designing signs that says "Our likes aspics."
I like that.
And then cuts his pasta. Puts sugar in his red sauce. Put pineapple on pizza. Love Olive Garden. So if you're gonna go, please roast the coach of the other.
It's don't worry.
All right. Just like you forgot to beep.
Yeah, my fault on that, by the way.
Yes,
I forgot. My bad.
So, make sure you beep it this time, though.
I will.
All right. But yeah, Italian Bowl.
So let's plug some stuff.
Yes.
First off, we said it before, but say it again. Join the Patreon, join the Discord.
$5 a month. I'm going to be doing some special episodes coming up on the Patreon. It's something that's called Commish's Corner, and I'm going to be doing some short
with 2Ks. Commish's Corner, 2Ks.
No, please no.
Real dicey. Real dicey.
Stop it.
Commish's Corner classics.
Oh no.
Please stop. This is not something good to joke about. Commish's Corner, I'm going to be doing about a 15-minute episode where I review really extremely sicko seasons. I have about 2 or 3 different seasons that I'm already ready. It's going to be really short episodes, just going to go over the seasons, drop some fun facts, have a good little bit of time. Jordan will add some, interesting music in the beginning and end of probably associated with the team
I'm gonna make this sound like a drive time radio thing with a sound.
Perfect. Do it. Whatever.
The Iowa Hawkeyes.
We are the Hawks. We are the Hawks. Flying through.
Just me with fucking Family Guy soundboard over here.
Perfect. Buttons. Whatever. It'd be great. And it's going to be exclusive to the Patreon. So $5 a month. You can join the Patreon. You can join the Discord. If Discord's not your thing, we're going to have some special podcast episodes coming up pretty soon. I'm going to be doing these small recordings and just basically doing really short solo episodes of some sicko seasons I just posted on the Patreon. If you're listening to this now, give me some seasons you want to see me review. Somebody was talking about a Mississippi Valley State. Jesus. Go over their season. I have an Iowa season I want to talk about. I have Central Michigan season I like to talk about. SMU season. I have a bunch of seasons that I want to talk about, and just basically go over it game by game and just drop some fun facts and hopefully it's entertaining for you. Just come in and support and enjoy the little show. We definitely do appreciate that.
We've also got our merch store, sickos-committee.sellfy.store, or just Google Sickos Committee Store. We're the first thing, or look at our link tree. Either way, we've got some new stuff on there. We're going to keep adding things as we go along. Shirts, stickers, tote bags, whatever else, it's all on there. If you see a picture that we drop and you want that on merch or a sticker, let us know. We're always happy to add stuff to it. We added was it Happiness is Pennsylvania? No, Big Pennsylvania. What was it?
You've got a friend in Big Pennsylvania.
Got a friend in Pennsylvania. That's right.
Yes. You've got a friend in Big Pennsylvania.
Perfect. So we're adding stuff all the time. As always, shout out to the Message Board Geniuses podcast. They go to the places we refuse to go.
What was one that they went to today?
Because, Lord, I'm not going to go into message boards. Like that Pitt one that was arguing whether Anne Frank was a real person or not.
Again, I maintain that was an engineer, and that cannot possibly have been anyone other than an engineer.
No, that's a false flag operation. That was a West Virginia fan on Pitt board.
There was a post earlier so it was on UGAsports.com, just straight up asking, would you eat a horse? Yay or nay?
People do.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, they eat him in France.
Yeah.
Is that what an abattoir is?
I don't know.
No? I think that's just a general,
slaughterhouse. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say meat-making operation, but that's not quite right either. It's where the animals get turned into meat.
I think they were meat before that.
I mean, yes.
See, also, cultured meat, dog meat, meat cutter, meat processing, pig slaughter, pig scalder, used to soften the skin of the pig. Interesting. Because people rarely slaughter and process their own pigs anymore, pig scalders are seldom used for domestic use. Thanks, Wikipedia.
Learn something new every day.
Learn something new every fucking day.
Donate to Wikipedia. Just give them the $2 or $3 a month. Just make it recurring.
Absolutely. We also have a Substack. We've been covering things like teams that have never played before. Commish is working on his big project, the potato chip ratio. She has discovered what it's like to fall face first into a research project that has no bottom.
There's a bottom, and I feel like I'm falling still right now. I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's just I'm in this giant hole of data and just digging and spreadsheeting, and I did 2 parts of what I needed to do, and the third part is a lot longer than what I'm realizing.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically I have 128 teams to go times 4.
Oh my
because
God.
I have to do 4 recruiting classes.
Yeah.
For the 128 teams. I don't even know what 128 times 4 is. Let's figure this out. I still have my calculator.
512?
That sounds good.
No, that's not right.
That's right.
512.
No, hey!
Damn.
Good girl. Yeah, so I have 512 more entries to plug in, which each of the 512 can range from anywhere to 5 recruits to 27 to 28 recruits. Air Force was really messing me up, man. Like, they had so many hard commits. It was just like they had classes of 50. I'm like, what's going on, Air Force? You can't have a team that big. So I had to...
You can if you're a military guy.
I had to dig further on that one and whittled that down a lot more. So I can't wait to see what Army and Navy have.
And lastly, do you like super soft shirt? Do you like clothing that will make other people go, hey, what's that? Well, Home Field Apparel has the stuff for you. It has shirts from colleges big and small, teams that you love, teams that you hate, teams that you've never heard of. And you can go get one for yourself right now if it's your first time ordering. With the code yes, that's 3 ha's, is live for 15% off. This is good for your first purchase. It helps us out, and it makes you look absolutely amazing. Because when you go on trips now, you'll be able to take a bunch of fun shirts that feel comfy, and you'll have conversation starters for your in-laws when they go, hey, what's that? So you have something to talk about besides the weather. They just released some really snazzy LSU national championship shirts.
Mm-hmm.
That's some nice stuff.
And I assume that there are some Florida designs somewhere in a laptop that will never see the light of day.
They're about to launch, I think, a refresh of Arkansas,
mm-hmm.
Georgia, and Kentucky this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a fan of those 3 schools and you're listening to this podcast, use the code yes, 3 ha's for 15% off your first purchase at Home Field.
Well, next up, we've got our favorite 40-part series. Best season of all time for teams who are below 500 all time. Bosatwa Ab 500 at. We are on part 28 of 40. Why do you keep saying part 28 of 39? It's actually 40. We counted it wrong. You've got to change the cut and paste on these fucking show notes, Commish. Thank you.
Do you? Because
Yes.
that seems right. That seems right.
It seems
We
right
should leave it like
to
that.
recognize we've said 39 many times
We're so
before, and that
wrong.
was wrong. And then acknowledging the mistake. Just, I love when we put these teams up on the podcast notes. It's like, we talked about 2021, the Raging Cajuns. And I'm like, well, we talked about them as part of the 40-part series.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the notes. And I'm like, why did we talk about them? I'm like, oh, yeah, that's great.
That's right.
It's a 40-part series, which we actually thought it was 39 at first. But, I miscounted this entire time. So I'm just acknowledging my mistake. My many months long mistake. So I'm just going to say that. That's for me.
Tonight, we're going to talk about a team with a very, I'd say, a storied history in football.
Oh, yeah.
It goes back at least 12 years.
That's right. We're talking about those Georgia State Panthers.
Hell yeah.
That's
Woo!
right.
Now, is this GSU Or is the other one GSU?
They fight over it annually.
Shout out to, I believe it's Major. He's a huge Georgia State fan. And every time he talks about Georgia State, he uses the hashtag State Never Southern.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta give him a shout out. The Georgia State football program started in 2010. So we talked about South Alabama. This basically was the same year that they started. Like South Alabama started in 2009. Georgia State started in 2010. And so this history of Georgia State, really not too long whatsoever. They've had some weird, interesting stadiums that they played in. Their first head coach was Bill Curry. So
I totally forgotten that.
Bill Curry. He's the first head coach in their history. He's definitely rather famous. So he was the head coach of Georgia Tech, Alabama, Kentucky, and then he was out of the game for...
They pulled him back in.
96 through 2010. They pulled him back in to start this program.
Bizarre.
It's weird. That's what happens when they want to start a football program. They give somebody that has been a coach for a long time.
Who did UTSA bring in? They brought in
Larry Coker.
That's right. That
What?
was UTSA's first coach was Larry Coker.
Coker was the first head coach in UTSA.
That's
history.
a choice.
Right?
These coaches that they choose to bring these programs and just to get them associated with. I wish your boys down in UT RGV would have brought like somebody back from the past, just like a crazy
Barry Switzer.
Like Barry Switzer.
UTRGV head coach Barry Switzer.
Barry Switzer's living down in McAllen, Texas.
Just walking in with wads of hundreds in his gun. Okay, boys. Here's the safe where you put the gun, okay?
That's right.
It's here. Here's the code. Everyone knows where the gun is. You gotta ask me.
I will show you how to be a true vaquero.
Vaquero, yes, sir.
Barry Switzer. I'm just trying to imagine him say that word.
Vaquero. We're a bunch of Puro 956. We're in the El Valle. We're in Puro 956.
Barry Switzer eating a raspa.
Yeah. So, this snow cone have pickles in it? What the fuck is this?
Those are delicious, by the way.
No, they are. Pickles and snow cones are so good.
So the Georgia State Panthers, again, not around for long whatsoever. They really haven't had many moments of good seasons. So they've had their first season, 2010, which they were uncategorized. They finished 6-5 with Bill Curry, dropped the 3-8, 1-10 with Bill Curry, and he was like, "I'm out of here." Then they went 0-12 with their next head coach, Trent Miles, improved to 1-11, then got up to 6-7, and then Trent Miles was gone. Then they went to Tim Lapano as a head coach.
Let's be real clear. Went to a bowl.
They lost the bowl game.
At the Citrus Bowl, the Cure Bowl.
The Cure Bowl, yes. So they went to the bowl game, but they lost that bowl game. First bowl game, 2015. So 5 years of a program, essentially, and you're already in a bowl game. That's a great improvement. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
The next year after that, down to 3-9. The year after that, they got a new coach, who is their current coach right now, Sean Elliott. They went 7-5 and won their first bowl game.
Hell yeah!
Yay!
Won the Crampton Bowl? It was that was another Cure Bowl. Sorry, they won the Cure Bowl.
Yeah, so they've been to the Cure Bowl a few times. So they lost their first Cure Bowl to San Jose State, but they won their first Cure Bowl against Western Kentucky. Then they dropped down to 2-10, and then 2019 they finished 7-6. They lost I believe they lost the bowl game. Yeah, they lost the Arizona Bowl to Wyoming, 38-17. They got what is that Roger Sherman thing they call it? Fetty-Wapped, I guess.
Yep.
Yes.
1738.
That's right.
Hey.
In the COVID shortened season, they finished 6-4. They won the Lending Tree Bowl against Western Kentucky. So their only 2 bowl wins before their best season of all time. They beat the Hilltoppers twice. Their current coach, Sean Elliott, has taken Georgia State to 4 bowl games, which is pretty good.
Not just 4 bowl games, but the only 4 bowl games in their history.
So he's been doing great, which I know some Georgia State fans are not huge fans of him, but their best season of all time, their high water mark, their most wins of all time, they finished 8-5 in 2021. So we're back to 2021. So back-to-back episodes.
It was a big year for the Sun Belt.
Big year for the Sun Belt. The 2021 Georgia State Panthers finished 8-5. Fifth-year head coach Sean Elliott at the time. They just revamped and redid the Turner Field, the former thing called Turner Field, a few years before. And so basically they're playing in the old Atlanta Braves Stadium.
So I dropped it in the chat. I hate this stadium so goddamn much. I want to be very clear that I hate this thing.
Yeah.
It is such an ugly stadium because it was not built for anything.
No.
Do you know what this was built for?
Yes. It was built for the 96 Olympics. It was originally the Olympic Stadium, and then they turned it into a baseball stadium, and now it's this.
So the Olympic Stadium, you're like, it's an Olympic Stadium. It probably looks great, right, as an Olympic Stadium?
No.
They're going to drop it when it was an Olympic Stadium. It looks like it has a tumor.
Yeah.
Like, I know it was built to be a baseball stadium, and they were going to rip out, like, half those seats, but, oh my God, the asymmetry is just...
Yeah, I mean, it's not great, but shout out to the 96 Olympics for, like, making a thoughtful choice in terms of building its stadium. I also just want to defend the new TED a little bit because it got Georgia State its own stadium.
Oh, okay.
And that's awesome. And they are not stuck playing at Mercedes-Benz, which is not good, would not be good for them as a program.
Like, that's 100% correct. I take that back on the grounds that you're absolutely right. Playing in a half-empty Atlanta Dome was the wrong choice.
Yes. Yeah, the Georgia Dome was not a good home for Georgia State in the same way that the Link is not a good home for Temple.
Or Tulane when they were in the Superdome, or you're absolutely right.
Miami is really not in a great position either. Pitt is probably in the best position of the college teams that play in an NFL stadium, and there are still things that a lot of the fan base rightfully do not like. So I am very much here for Georgia State making creative use of existing resources and getting their own stadium. Well done, Panthers.
I have been chided appropriately. That's correct.
No, playing in the cavern of the Georgia Dome, definitely not a great decision, but to start a program, fine. You don't have your own facility, but staying there permanently, no, not a great idea.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, right? But it is, for most schools, it's not the right choice in the long term. And Georgia State did something very smart to get their own stadium.
They've made a good amount of renovations to make it somewhat acceptable. Some of the sightlines not too great, like basically the outfield, what used to be the outfield. They've moved it in a little bit. So it's come a little bit better. So like the area that would be right field and center field, and make it a little bit better. And again, we do actually play bowl games in baseball stadiums. So this is kind of like your home stadium in a baseball stadium, which it works. They're slowly making it better, and they're fencing it in a little bit and just using existing resources, which is great because the program, not that old whatsoever. So basically this is just baby steps in building a program, which is good. Their best season of all time for teams who are below 500 at all time was the 2021 Georgia State Panthers football team. They did get off to a little bit of a rocky start. So they played Army in the first game at their home stadium, and Army took it to them. Just basically, Army was up 21-0.
Oh!
21-0 to start that game. Georgia State really could not deal with the option. I think the worst the game got out of hand was 33-7. Army was up. And the final score was basically just Georgia State could not handle the option. Army had 258 yards rushing, and they had 98 passing yards, it's a lot for Army. That's a ton, really. Mm-hmm. So they won that game 43-10. So they
went 1 for 2 for 40 yards. I fucking love that.
Yes, it just absolutely fantastic. Georgia State, after that beating by Army 43-10, they had to go on the road at number 24 North Carolina.
Oh, this was high-powered North Carolina stuff.
This was high-powered North Carolina, and oh my God, did they take it to Georgia State? I think they at halftime, UNC, it was kind of respectable, 24-10, not too bad whatsoever. Yeah. The second half happened, unfortunately, and they wound up losing the game 59-17.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Sam Howell was 21 for 29 with 352 yards, 3 touchdowns. Sam Howell was also the rushing leader with 11 carries for 104 yards. 2 touchdowns.
Oh, God.
The leading receiver had 3 catches for 117 yards.
Oof.
2021 Sunbelt cannot handle mobile quarterbacks. We've learned this.
Sam Howell, mobile quarterback. Okay.
Yes. Hey,
whatever
you know what?
Whatever you say.
104 yards, 2 TDs, and 11 carries tells me mobile quarterback.
I mean, Sam Howell can scoop, but that was fun to say. They're 0-2 on the season. Not necessarily a good start, but they kind of got their footing a little bit here. The next game, they welcome the Charlotte Niners into the baseball confines, the friendly confines of the former stadium there. And they were able to squeak out a win. They were tied 7-7 at halftime. Charlotte took a lead in the third quarter with a safety alert. But Georgia State battled back 13-9, and then they wound up pulling away in the fourth quarter with a 13-yard run to make it 20-9. So they're 1-2 on the season. They go to Jordan Hare.
I remember this. I remember this one.
I remember this one too.
This game, oh man, this was like one of those almost program-defining wins for Georgia State. So Georgia State really, really hanging with Auburn. At the end of the first quarter, it's 6-3, Auburn's up. But something happens in the second quarter, and all of a sudden, Georgia State rattles off 21 points in the second quarter. And at halftime, they're leading Auburn 24-12.
Oh, this was so good. This is so good. This was Bo Nix, too. This was Bo Nix Auburn.
No, actually, he was hurt in this game.
What?
Oh.
Yes, he was. So
he did play.
Yeah, he did play, but I think the backup quarterback came in at the end. Yeah, TJ Finley came in at the end.
Oh, another name I was like, oh, TJ Finley.
Yeah,
okay.
TJ Finley, who is now at Texas State. Sunbelt Circle, perfect. At the end of, close to the end of the third quarter, Auburn blocks a punt, and they return it for a touchdown. So Georgia State's lead is down 24-19. Then Georgia State hanging on for dear life. 45 seconds left in the game. TJ Finley throws a 10-yard touchdown pass after a crazy Houdini escape to keep that going.
I can see it.
And then he gets the 2-point conversion. It's 27-24. And then basically Georgia State's last gas Georgia State pick six, Smoke Monday takes it to the house, and basically the score is 34-24, which this game does not feel, it feels like, they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. So
86,000 Auburn fans watched this.
Yeah, that was a lot of...
That's some Auburn bullshit right there. That is what that is.
That is some Auburn-ass Auburn.
That is some Auburn-ass Auburn.
As someone who was raised on Auburn-ass Auburn, that is some Auburn-ass Auburn.
Yeah, so Georgia State got that. They got a taste of that Auburn-ass Auburn. That Auburn-ass Auburn. But yes, they definitely got a little bit of that. Maybe they got their footing underneath them. They dropped to 1-3 on the year. Maybe they could bounce back. But they go on the road to face the Appalachian State Mountaineers. Oh, I'm sorry. They go back home. I apologize.
They're home for that one.
They're home for that one. And oh boy, does App State run up the score. They just keep taking it to them. It's 14-6 halftime. And then all of a sudden, third quarter and fourth quarter, just everything gets away from Georgia State. Georgia State just cannot hang. App State runs up 339 passing yards. Georgia State, 3 turnovers, not great. So they have fell now to 1-4 in the year.
By the way, just so we have some context here, the immediate next week after this, after App State runs all over Georgia State, right?
Yeah.
The immediate next week is the fucking Louisiana game where App State loses to Louisiana 41-13 in Lafayette.
No.
So they win this game by 30 and they lose the next by 30.
Yeah.
App State was having a time.
App State,
Fun Belt.
Yeah. I mean, really.
God.
So,
2021 Fun Belt was so good.
It was real good.
God.
Georgia State
because I'm not emotionally involved in it.
You know what I'm saying? Georgia State 1-4. They need a get-right game. Boy, they need a get-right game.
Who's the team that'll get you right in the Sun Belt?
Will get you right in the Sun Belt. Where do you have to go to get yourself right in the Sun Belt?
Malone Stadium, baby.
You got to go to Monroe. That's right. So Georgia State just goes to Monroe. And the fun thing about this one here is, Monroe was 2-1 at one point, and then they just got killed by Coastal Carolina, who was 16. And then they had to play Georgia State the week after that, and they did not recover from that Coastal Carolina beatdown. And Georgia State needed a get-right game, and oh boy, did they get right. Georgia State took it to the Warhawks, and this hurts me to say this, but, really, when you get blown out, you really kind of just got to take it on the chin. Yeah. And as a ULM fan, you take it on the chin a lot, getting blown out every now and then. The 9,913 folks in attendance got to see Georgia State put up 572 yards of offense on the Warhawks. They were a quite balanced attack, too. They had 326 rushing yards and 246 passing yards. This is the moment the Georgia State season turned around when they just beat the crap out of the Warhawks.
The get-right game.
The get-right game. That's right.
Thank you for your service, ULM.
You got to go to Fun Row, baby. And they won 55-21.
I was like, let's look at maybe the weather was the problem. That's why only 9,000 people were there. Now it was 81. It was nice.
It was a beautiful day. Nice little breeze out the south of 8 miles an hour. Yeah, only 9,000 people there, unfortunately. It was great. After that win, they're back home, and they're facing Texas State. And they do it again. They put up nearly 500 yards, 283 yards rushing, 200 yards passing, and they take out the Bobcats 28-16. They got their little mojo working. So 2 in a row, right? Mm-hmm. Now they're 3-4.
That was such a bad Texas State team.
Such a bad Texas State team. That's right.
Did beat ULM that year, though.
They did, unfortunately, which I still should have went to that game, but I did not. I'm glad I didn't, I guess.
It was okay. Good choices.
They need to reach 500, and they need to do it against their in-state rival. As I say, State never Southern. This was a crazy, crazy game. Georgia Southern takes the lead 7-0. Then Georgia State ties it 7-7. Then Georgia State takes the lead 14-7. Georgia Southern ties the game up with 1:39 left. 14-14. Georgia State gets the ball back, and they drive all the way down in Statesboro, and they score with 26 seconds left to put the dagger in the heart of the Georgia Southern Eagles and get themselves back to 500 at 4-4.
By the way, I like this. They're calling this game Modern Day Hate.
Yeah, I also like that.
Very nice.
That's real good. It's very good.
I have a quick trivia question for you guys. These two football teams have played 9 times. Okay, you have Georgia Southern, the storied program of national champions. You have Georgia State, the up-and-comers. What's the record of this rivalry 9 games in?
It has to be like 4-5. It feels like it's more competitive than you would think it is.
Who's the 4? Who's the 5?
Southern is the 5.
I'm going to say it's Georgia State 6-3.
It is Georgia State 6-3.
That's right. Shout out Major.
That's so bad.
State never Southern.
Even last year with Kyle fucking Van Treese at Southern, Georgia State wins 41-33. Damn.
They're 4-4, right? They appear to have gotten back on track, but unfortunately, they have to go to Lafayette.
Time is a flat circle. We've just covered this.
Covered these folks, right?
We've covered this game.
We just covered these games. This is back-to-back episodes. 2021. We're doing it here, but again, these are the best season of all time of these two teams. Happen to be in 2021, and they overlap each other. This was a back-and-forth game. Georgia State up 10-0 early in the second quarter. The Cajuns come back, make it 10-7 at halftime. They come out hot in the second half, and they go up 14-10. And then 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, Georgia State takes the lead 17-14. They're leading the Cajuns. With 2 minutes and 32 seconds left, the Cajuns get a touchdown to take a 21-17 lead, and Georgia State cannot come back from that deficit with that little bit of time left. They fall back below 500. Their next game, they go to Conway, South Carolina to face the vaunted Coastal Carolina Chanticleers.
Okay, I'm going to put a giant asterisk on this game for a reason.
Do it.
Okay.
Because someone was hurt in this game. And I'm going to say that if Grayson McCall weren't hurt, they wouldn't have won this.
Coastal was favored by 12.5, and they battled really hard back and forth. This game was incredibly wild.
This was pointsy. This is a super pointsy game.
This was a lot of points here. So it was nuts. So, Coastal's up 7-0, then it's 7-7. Coastal up 14-7, 14-14. That's the first quarter. Then Georgia State takes the lead 21-14. Then, safety alert. Coastal gets a safety at 21-16. Georgia State doesn't care. It's 28-16. Then at halftime, it's 28-23. So Georgia State leads by 5 at halftime. Coastal gets
that was almost the over-under, by the way, just like at half.
Basically at half, yes.
Yes.
Massimo Biscardi kicks a field goal to get Coastal within 2. So it's 28-26. Then Coastal takes the lead, 34-28, into the fourth quarter. Georgia State comes back. They take the lead back by a point. It's 35-34. Georgia State gets another touchdown to make it 42-34. A minute left to go. Touchdown pass. Coastal going for 2. And they fail.
I remember this.
Failed conversion.
Oh.
Georgia State hangs on, and they're at 5-5.
Coastal only lost 2 games that year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At App and homecoming against Georgia State.
Oh, they lost on homecoming.
Unfortunately.
Oh,
unfortunately.
Oh, that is unfortunate, but it's also a little bit funny.
Yeah. That was their only 2 losses of the year, and Georgia State again used that power from that Monroe get right game. Even though they plowed, they fell a little bit behind in South Louisiana, but it's okay. They take out the Red Wolves the next game. It was a little bit closer than what they wanted it to be, but they hung on to beat Arkansas State 28-20. Arkansas State kind of got a little bit of a garbage touchdown with about 4 minutes to go to make it 28-20. They go back home again, and then they play against Troy, and they just took out Troy. Like, this was not close at all.
This was not a great Troy year.
Not a great Troy year. Troy had 4 turnovers, and Georgia State dominated the game the entire way. It just basically Troy, their only points until like a garbage touchdown at the end was a field goal right before half, and Georgia State won this game running away 37-10.
All right.
So bowl eligible, Georgia State at 7-5 as the Sun Belt team, 6-2 in conference. Did not make the Sun Belt championship game. That is App State versus the Cajuns. Of course, we already discussed that in the previous episode. They go to the Crampton Bowl in Montgomery, Alabama, the Camellia Bowl. And
that's the one that used to have the great history happens here.
That's right. History happens here. It was fantastic weather in Montgomery, 75 degrees in December on Christmas Day. What a Christmas present of weather there, with a little bit of wind, about 13 miles an hour. And boy, did they give a lump of coal to the Ball State Cardinals, unfortunately.
This was an ass beating.
This was nuts. All right. It was 20-13 at halftime, right? You're like, okay, this is a good game. Well, the third quarter happened, and Georgia State just dropped 28 points on the heads of the Ball State Cardinals.
Goddamn brutal.
Including a 55-yard touchdown return, or like interception for TD return.
It just,
oof.
They just blew. I don't know what happened at halftime. I'm going to give all the credit to, the coach there, because, you got those lovely halftime speeches. So I'm going to give all the credit to coach there. Just dropped 28 points on Ball State's head, and they wound up winning this game 51-20 for their first ever bowl game win against somebody besides Western Kentucky.
Also, like, this Ball State team, like, I'm glad they got to a bowl game, but like, this Ball State team was suspect as fuck, guys.
The classic MAC 6-6 team.
So the classic MAC.
So all of them.
So not just 6-6 classic MAC 6, but also 4-4 in conference.
Yes. Yeah.
Perfectly
so
balanced.
every MAC team.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing. Is this is every MAC team?
Yeah.
You just swap the names out.
The funny part about the MAC that year too was Ball State was 4-4 in conference, 6-6 overall. Eastern Michigan was 4-4 in conference, 7-6 overall. Western Michigan was 4-4 in conference, 8-5 overall.
Like, you want to talk?
Do not remind me about 2021 Western Michigan.
Oh shit, that's right. Forgot about that. Also,
you got your revenge.
I dropped the MAC standings in the chat, guys. I want you guys to look at the East Division MAC standings, the overall records, because we have Kent State at 7-7, Miami, Ohio at 7-6, and then it drops off a little bit, kind of hard. You have Ohio at 3-9, Bowling Green at 4-8. Buffalo at 4-8, and Akron at 10-2. The West was stacked. The East had a bad year.
That was 2.
I'm sorry.
That was 2-10,
that is
not
Akron
10-2.
2-10.
Oh, I'm sorry.
10-2 Akron. Wow, is that the best?
10-2 Akron.
My fucking dyslexia comes at me again.
It's okay.
Talk to your kids about 10-2 Akron.
That's coming this year, 2023. 10-2 Akron. It's funny that Kent State was 6-2 in conference.
Yeah.
And 7-7 overall. So they got like 6 wins in the MAC. And Miami, Ohio was 5-3.
Well, hey, because it wasn't quite a Kent State ride to hell tour, but it was at A&M, at Iowa, and at Maryland.
That's like, still rough.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
That's rough as hell.
Yeah.
With a stop at VMI.
I love Ohio's record that year. They were 3-5 in the MAC, and then overall they were 3-9. That was the year that Solich left at an odd time. So they caught some fire at the end of the year, but it was a little too late.
And came back very good in 2022, like back to winning.
Big time. 10 games last year, right? They won the Arizona Bowl.
Like they dropped what? They dropped at Penn State, at Iowa State, allowed, and they lost at Kent State and home versus Toledo in the championship game. Like, that's completely reasonable for an Ohio team.
Well, that is the best season of all time for Georgia State. Last year, they did not do great. They finished 4-8. And it's really...
That's the cycle of Georgia State from what we've seen. You get a bowl every other year, guys.
Every other year you get a bowl, so they'll probably bounce back this year and make a bowl. Maybe
it's literally every other year.
No, I know. I'm just thinking like odd year Georgia State theory in the same way that odd year Auburn theory used to be a thing.
Yeah, odd year
every other Star Trek movie.
Yeah.
We had fun last time going over some fight songs, and I'd like to do that again if you guys wouldn't mind.
Of course.
I'm throwing a little fight song music right here.
Play the ULM fight song and see if I remember it.
So I like it. Here, actually, let me play for you right now because I actually like it a lot.
The ULM fight song is good. I just don't know the words because there was nobody else there to like cheer along with and teach me the words, and I never.
Well, in all honesty, most schools don't have like words to their fight song that they sing. Most people don't. Like that doesn't happen at times.
It's a good one. I would remember hearing the fight song as much as I played the NCAA game all the time. It's a good one. It's got a little juice to it.
I like this little bit right there. It's cute. The win or lose, we'll stand by you. And ever loyal will we be. I almost threw it in here as one of the things, but the problem is it isn't different enough for me to like really make some stuff on it. Okay.
The drum line on that one's real good, like very classic.
Oh yeah. Do you know what the name of the band is called?
What is it?
The ULM. It's called The Sound of Today.
Ooh, I like that.
That's right.
So 10 to go from. As always, I've blocked out things that are pretty recognizable. But I've also left some in, and I'm going to give you a choice of 4 schools for each one because I think that going to like choosing from everything might be a bit much. This is number 1. Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come zooming to meet our thunder. Atom boys, give her the gun. Down we dive, spouting our flame from under. Off with one hell of a roar. We'll live in fame or go down in flame. Hey, nothing will stop the blank. A is Texas A&M. B is Army. C is Air Force. D is Navy.
I'm going Air Force. I saw Wild Blue Yonder, and that's Air Force trigger to me.
Yeah, no, it's Air Force. I know this one. I know the tune. Like, it's Air Force.
Yep, it's absolutely Air Force. Off we go into the wild blue yonder.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna say, like, if I had to pick a military to join, and one that recruited me heavily after my lovely test you have to take in high school was Air Force. I think that was the only one that I probably would attend.
The ASFAB.
ASFAB or whatever we have to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, if that was the one that I would have to go through and do, because I'm not a good swimmer. I'm just gonna say that I can't hold my breath that much whatsoever. In Army, I'm not a big gun shooter guy. I'd rather be letting the plane do the shooting for me. So. And just play Top Gun and Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone in my head. So yeah, for sure.
That was the Navy.
But again, I know it's the Navy, but if I'm gonna do that, I don't care.
Oh, hey, speaking of swimming, do you guys know goggles are awesome. I'd never worn goggles before trying to go underwater. They make life so much easier.
What? How old are you?
I was just about to ask 38? That.
Wait, hold up. You've never used goggles before in your life?
Not to go underwater, no. I had like a mask when I was a kid, one of the big swim masks. But I wear glasses, so I just assumed that I wouldn't be able to see anything.
You can get prescription goggles.
But even without prescription, like I was underwater and like I could see the rings on the bottom. It was so much nicer than just like I usually just open my eyes in the chlorine water. That's how I usually swim.
Oh, don't do that.
Oh,
that's what I usually do. But the goggles are great. Anyways,
goggles are
I'm not out this weekend.
I like
super excited.
I'm 38 years old. Today I learned that
goggles are great.
Okay. Learn something new every day.
Number 2. Give my regards to Davy. Remember me to Teefy Crane. Tell all the pikers on the hill that I'll be back again. Tell them just how I busted, lapping up the high ball. We'll all have drinks at Theodore Zink's when I get back next fall. Your options are Cornell, Syracuse, Bucknell, or Columbia. This is a weird one.
This is weird.
It is.
It is about a dude that got ejected from school from drinking. This is actually the school's fight song.
Cornell.
Give my regards to Davy. Okay. Remember me to T. Fee Crane. Tell all the pikers on the hill that I'll be back again. Tell them just how I busted, lapping up the highball when we'll all have drinks at Theodore Zink's when I get back next fall. Who is Davy? And like, why is Davy Crockett popping in my head here? I don't know why. And none of these schools match Davy Crockett to me at all.
No.
Like, none. T. Fee Crane. What the hell is Pikers on the Hill? So is there a hill somewhere?
The Pikers on the Hill thing makes me think maybe it's Bucknell, but I don't think it is Bucknell.
Theodore Zink's. So, I mean, okay, Columbia's in Manhattan, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't think it's Columbia because I don't think there's a hill. Manhattan's relatively flat, I would say. Syracuse, I don't know if they have hills, but this doesn't feel like Syracuse. I'm torn between Cornell and Bucknell, like one of the Nells. That's what I'm torn between. Now I'm trying to picture. Yeah, I'm trying to picture if Andy from The Office would sing this.
Oh, good point.
Can you do like a coin flip for me? Coin flip noise.
Yeah.
Ding.
Ding.
All right, heads Cornell, C Bucknell. That's right. Tails Bucknell. Sorry, not C.
So you're going with Bucknell?
No, was it Tails or whatever?
It is Tails.
Okay, so I'm gonna go Bucknell.
And PittGirl?
Cornell.
The answer is Cornell.
Ah.
I'll give you a little history on this story. The song refers to a fictional encounter between an anonymous student and David Fletcher Davy, who was the registrar and secretary for this committee on student conduct, and Tomic Frederick T. Fee Crane, professor of languages and the first dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, revolving about a student's expulsion for binge drinking. Hoy was known for his ferocity as a strict disciplinarian. Crane, on the other hand, was generally well liked among students. Piker is basically a term for a poor student or a slacker, and Theodore Zink's was a bar in Ithaca. So their fight song is basically "I got expelled from college," which is a super Cornell
Where is
thing.
Bucknell?
Bucknell is in Lewisburg. It is up the Susquehanna from me. Their part of their campus is visible from US 11 and 15. Okay. I think it's actually just US 15 at that point. But so I've driven through it many times, but I do not know a lot about it beyond that.
There you go.
Go Bison.
Go Bison.
Yeah, it felt Cornelly.
Number 3. It's been so long since we last met. Lie down, forever lie down. Oh, have you any money to bet? Lie down, forever lie down. There goes old blank, straight for a touchdown. See how they gain ground. Lie down, forever lie down. Lie down, forever lie down.
It sounds like a Billy Joel song.
It does. Is this Lehigh, Holy Cross, Bucknell, or Georgetown? Got my Patriot League in here.
Yeah, really.
No, Bucknell's on the same 2 slides again. No,
I don't know how that happens.
Just taunting us with Bucknell here. It's been so long.
Have you any money to bet?
Yeah. So this is a fight song promoting gambling.
Okay.
Lehigh is a notorious party school.
I don't think that's Holy Cross there. I don't think it's Holy Cross.
My money's on Lehigh.
Georgetown.
Pun intended.
Georgetown is very uppity. I don't think they would say something about betting. But it's weird. Like, there goes old Lehigh straight for a touchdown, or there goes old Georgetown for a touchdown. There's a little bit of rhyming there. See how they gain ground. But is Georgetown lie forever, lie down, lie forever, lie down? Which, I mean, some of the politicians tend to do that when they're bought by lobbyists. But
it's spicy tonight. Commission's takes.
Woo! I've been drinking tequila.
Those K Street fat cats.
Yeah, I'm going Georgetown.
The answer is Georgetown.
Hey! Those fat cats of K Street.
Georgetown, touchdown, gain ground is a great set of rhymes.
Yeah, Georgetown, touchdown, gain ground. That was nice. I'm glad it wasn't Bucknell. All right? Put that Bucknell on me.
Another one.
Put that Bucknell on me, Ricky Bobby.
Number 4. 10,000 men of blank want victory today, for they know that o'er old Eli, their blank holds sway. So then we'll conquer old Eli's men, and when the game ends, we'll sing again. 10,000 men of blank gained victory today. This Brown,
I know this one.
Harvard,
Commish,
Yale,
go first.
or Princeton.
Oh, You already know it?
I do.
So, okay. 10,000 men of Crimson want victory today? Or 10,000 men of Princeton want victory today? For they know their or Eli, fair Princeton holds sway. So then we'll conquer all old Eli's men, and when the game ends, we'll sing again. 10,000 men of Princeton gain victory today. I'm going Princeton.
It's Harvard.
It is Harvard.
Damn it. 10,000 men of Crimson. Is it Crimson the whole time?
It's 10,000 men of Harvard.
Oh, that's
yeah.
Yep. So they actually have a fake Latin verse too that they sing.
Of course they do. I didn't know that part.
I'm sorry, Princeton folks.
Eli referring to Eli Yale.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 5. Came a tribe from the north, brave and bold, bearing banners of silver and gold. Tried and true to subdue all their foes, blank, blank. Come on and go, blank, go. Fight on with hearts true and bold. Foes will fall before your silver and your gold, blank. The victory cannot be withheld from thee, so all bear down for blank. Come on, old blank, go. Who are the silver and gold from the north?
You gonna read the options for the listeners?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
A is Idaho, South Dakota, Western Michigan, or Minnesota.
So there's really nobody north of Minnesota. Western Michigan. Who's north of Western Michigan? The Yoopers? South Dakota, silver and gold? That doesn't make sense. Idaho, who's north of Idaho? And who's... Okay, this silver and gold is... Wait, are they silver and gold? Man, this is really confusing me.
Yeah, that's why I picked it.
God dang. This doesn't feel like Minnesota.
It's not Minnesota. I think Minnesota's fight song has Ski-U-Mah in it.
I think so. Came a tribe from the north, brave and bold, bearing banners of silver and gold. Tried and true to subdue all their foes. Tribe. I'm gonna go South Dakota.
This feels like Idaho.
The answer is Idaho.
Ah.
The tribe in question is the Vandals, correct?
The Vandals, yes. And their colors are actually silver and gold, which I did not know. I thought it was gold and black, but their colors are actually silver and gold.
Wow.
I did not know that.
Today I learned.
I
thought because the South Dakota were formerly known as the Fighting Sioux.
Wrong school.
I'm sorry, that's North Dakota. I got that wrong. Dang it. All right.
I assumed that you guys would. I assumed that one of you wouldn't know what colors actually South Dakota was. So that was going to be part of the...
No, they're the Coyotes. And I got them confused with the Fighting Sioux of North Dakota. So that ruined me. So
okay. We're at 3-3, by the way. Next. On the banks of the Red Cedar, there's a school that's known to all. Its specialty is winning, and those blank play good ball. Blank teams are never beaten. All through the games they fight. Fight for the only colors, blank and blank. Is it Iowa, Wisconsin, Penn State, or Michigan State?
Red Cedar.
I mean, which of those schools has a specialty is winning?
I mean, all of them.
Would say that about themselves, yes.
Yes, all of them would say that about themselves. Iowa, Wisconsin, because they are the Hawks. Keep singing that stupid song, man. We are the Hawks. I can't stop singing that song. It's been stuck in my head. Its specialty is winning. Like, who is that braggadocious?
And they play good ball.
So I can eliminate immediately out of this Wisconsin because these words do not fit the tune of On Wisconsin.
No.
The words to On Wisconsin are On Wisconsin.
You're using your advanced test taking skills. I'm very proud of you.
Very nice.
Yes. Additionally, Penn State is not on the banks of the Red Cedar. I know nothing about Penn State's fight song, but I do know Central PA geography. There is not, to my knowledge, a Red Cedar in Pennsylvania. It doesn't make sense as a place name here.
Okay.
And if Penn State's fight song names any geographic thing, it's going to be Mount Nittany.
Yep.
It's not going to be a creek.
Okay.
So, all of that to say, then the question for me is, there's a school that knows all its specialties winning, and those Spartans play good ball, but also those Hawkeyes play good ball fits too. The thing here is, all through the game they fight for the only colors. Green and white rhymes.
Yes.
Michigan State.
I'm going there. Michigan State.
You're absolutely right.
There it is. The Red Cedar.
I tried to throw in blue and white and red and white too.
Yeah, Penn State was my first inkling, and then she started talking, and I was like, okay, that eliminates Penn State. So
that was my Sherlock Holmes over here.
That was my 50-50. Like, as soon as you eliminated Penn State, I was done, because I know it wasn't Wisconsin, and I know Iowa's fight song is "We Are the Hawks."
No, Iowa's fight song is "In Heaven There Is No Beer."
I'm just playing, just that song again. You got to throw that in there, like his rap.
I will.
We are the Hawks, big and bold, whatever. It's so great.
Next one. To your call, once more we rally. Alma mater, we hear our praise. Where the Wabash spreads its valley, filled with joy, our voices raise. From the skies in swelling echoes come the cheers that tell the tale of your victories and your heroes. Hail blank, we sing all hail. Is this Purdue, Indiana, Ball State, or Miami, Ohio?
I really wish I knew geography better.
So
yeah, a lot of these are very geography based.
Yeah, I was like,
Sherlock Holmes over here is able to tell you that the Wabash runs through Indiana. So we can eliminate Miami of Ohio, but that's all that gets us this time.
Yeah, I just like, hey, and then my head went to like Wabash Cannonball for Kansas State.
Yeah. One of my favorites. Love that song.
Kansas State is definitely not in this here. So,
hey, Beth.
Hey, it's Beth.
We are trying to guess whose fight song this is, Beth.
Oh,
they have yet to make choices, so they're having discussions.
Well, we've educationally guessed ourselves out of it's not Miami, Ohio. The only thing is it's Indiana. We know the Wabash is in Indiana,
right?
So you got Purdue, Indiana, Ball State. I've never heard Hail, Indiana.
Yeah, I haven't either, and I feel like I would have.
I feel like it should be 3 syllables, though. Of your victories and your heroes, hail Purdue, we sing all hail. Of your victories and your heroes, hail Ball State, we sing all hail. That I could kind of see. Of your victories and your heroes, hail Indiana, we sing all hail. Oh no, maybe it's 2.
Hail Miami of Ohio, we sing all hail.
Well, they were Miami first.
Hail Red Hawks. No, it doesn't work. That wasn't their original name. Boilermakers. Hail Hoosiers. Hail Cardinals.
I think this is Purdue.
Okay. I could go Purdue.
Right now, Commish and PittGirl are tied, by the way.
Do I take the risk and go to another one? No, I'm not. It feels Purdue. It does not feel Indiana. And I feel like it's a stretch for Ball State. So I got to lean with Purdue also.
Y'all are all correct.
All right.
Purdue.
Yes. I couldn't pull the trigger to go another way. I just didn't feel right.
Next one. We'll fight for blank. There's football in paradise. We'll fight for blank. We know we're going to win, and it's feeling mighty nice. Cheering our hometown team down the field and waving our colors to blank. The fighting blank are on the prowl. Go blank.
I want this to be Hawaii very badly.
So we have Florida Atlantic, Florida International, Hawaii, and San Diego State. Where is their football in paradise?
Oh, man. And these are all in, like, fantastic... Well, I mean, Boca Raton. I don't necessarily want to call that paradise, but...
I'm going Hawaii. It makes me happy.
Good call. We'll fight for Hawaii. There's football in paradise. We'll fight for Hawaii. We know we're going to win, and it's feeling mighty nice.
I love that one so much.
Cheering our hometown team down the field and waving our colors to Hawaii. The fighting rainbows are on the prowl. Or the fighting warriors? Go Hawaii. It does not feel like the fighting owls are on the prowl.
Hooty hoot.
The fighting Aztecs?
Prowl sort of implies panther.
It does, but panthers aren't real, right?
Nope.
Okay, that's right.
That's rule number 4.
We talked about
it. It's just like...
You're right. We talked about it, and panthers aren't real.
That's right.
That's what I got from that conversation.
We'll fight for FIU. There's football in paradise. We'll fight for Miami Vice. We know we're going to win. I don't know. Florida State, if Florida International talk about they know and they're going to win, I don't know. Cheering our hometown team.
When was the last time Hawaii knew they were going to win?
We don't talk about that time because they played Georgia and it was very sad for all of us.
So I got 1 vote for Hawaii. What else have I got?
You have a vote for FIU.
FIU, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Hawaii. I think so.
Ladies and gentlemen, Boca Raton is paradise.
Oh, I talk trash about it.
The Fighting Owls are on the prowl. Go FAU.
Oh,
I almost went with that.
The Fighting Owls are on the prowl. Okay, Owls prowl.
It has a good little internal rhyme there.
I did that.
I think their mascot is also like a ground owl, so that sort of makes sense.
Okay. Stand up and cheer for dear old blank. For today we raise the blank and blank. Above the rest, rah, 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 our team is fighting, and we're bound to win the fray. We've got the team, we've got the steam, for this is old blank's day. Is this Kentucky, Mitsu, Louisville, or Western Kentucky?
I know this one.
Oh,
ooh.
Okay, you can go last then. That's fine. You go last then.
Okay, for once we found the thing I know.
Okay, PittGirl pulled one out earlier.
Yeah, she did.
She's a nerd, knew Harvard's fight song.
I have approximate knowledge of many things. I also knew Air Force's fight song off the top of my head.
The Blue Yonder kind of gave that one away, but yeah.
Yeah.
Give Her the Gun is still one of my favorite fight song lyrics.
Give her the gun. Sounds like Texas Tech.
Down we dive, spouting our flames from. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
The steam thing here. This would have been a good one to put Purdue in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Steam line is why I know this.
Rhyming steam and team, by the way, great choice.
Very good.
Picking a random school because I'm not going to be able to like MacGyver my way out of this one. Louisville.
Okay, Commish.
Stand up and cheer for dear old Louisville, dear old Kentucky.
You're putting too many syllables in Louisville.
Louisville.
Take your tongue, glue it to the bottom of your mouth.
It's like I'm saying it wrong, like everybody says New Orleans wrong.
If it doesn't sound like you're gargling marbles, you're doing it wrong.
For dear old Louisville. Where is he from? Louisville. Today we raise, I can see the blue and white, and that kind of matches for Kentucky and Middle Tennessee. The red and white for Louisville, and then like Western Kentucky's red and white also, I think. So it's a lot. Imagine
that. Imagine that I threw in some fucking red herrings here.
Rah, rah, rah. Our team is fighting and we're bound to win the fray. We got the team. We got the steam. For this is dear old Kentucky's day. Kentucky.
Beth, what is it?
Stand up and cheer for dear old Western.
Yep. They use Western as their shorthand here, which is why it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Why it doesn't fit. And the last one is a bonus round.
This
is no one's fight song, but I got this from a school and I love it. Don't send my boy to Harvard, the dying mother said. Don't send my boy to Michigan, I'd rather see him dead. But send my boy to old blank, far better than Cornell. But if you send him to Purdue, I'll see my boy in hell.
This has to be Indiana.
It's Indiana.
Oh, this screams Indiana. I love this.
This is Indiana. It's great.
Lord.
It's absolutely great.
God.
Other schools have a version of this, but Indiana seems to be the first one to have this. And it is absolute fire.
Oh my God. Indiana.
Put it on my tombstone.
Mm-hmm. So, our final scores are actually a tie today.
Hey.
Commish and PittGirl, 5-5. And Beth swooping in with 2, coming in with like 3 left, doing very well.
2 and 3.
All right.
So she has a better win percentage.
Well, as always, Beth shows up and it's time for us to go. I'm glad you made it here, Beth.
That hurts, but it's right.
I love you so much.
Beth is the friend that shows up to the party all late, and then you have to say goodbye to her as you're leaving the party, and you feel bad because she just got there.
But then she gets there and she usually makes the best fucking joke, and you're like, "Oh, the party just kicked up again." Fuck.
Well, crap. Now I gotta stay. I wanted to go to bed, and then Beth makes you have to pull the Irish goodbye. Probably about an hour or two, later than you wanted to leave, and then you just duck out, and I made it home.
I bring in the noise and the funk.